Hi, my name is Camille Osborne. I have been at Planet Safe doing exchanges with my 8-year-old daughter since April of 2022. I was in an abusive marriage and relationship with my ex-husband for about 8 years before I decided to divorce him. Things went fine for a little while right after the divorce, and then they started to escalate again. Exchanges got scary. There were times when he pushed me, and that's how initially we came to Planet Safe, as I realized I could not have him at the house anymore and that I needed a service to intervene because I did not feel safe with this person who had assaulted me multiple times, continuing to come to my home up to 14 times a month to exchange our daughter and to continue to act that way in front of her, where that became an expectation of what was okay in front of her. My first Planet Safe visit, doing the intake, I remember being really nervous. And I remember being worried that I would be dismissed, or maybe the abuse in my situation wasn't as bad as other people because it didn't look like what I'd seen in the movies. So that first exchange and intake, where they seemed to really understand and say, we understand, what you're going through, no, you qualify. That in itself was amazing. And then they took the time to meet my daughter even before exchanges started. And she felt so comfortable here. And at our first exchange, it was just like a weight had been lifted. The fact that they did all the scheduling, they created predictability, was just incredible. And having just those things that other people might discount as minor things that can't be discounted when you're coming out of a relationship that is abusive was so helpful. It made an immediate difference to me and my daughter. And I remember after that first exchange, just feeling incredibly relieved and incredibly grateful. They provided so much. Most importantly, they provided safety. We really were in a situation where it was incredibly dangerous and really scary for myself, and more importantly for my daughter, who's 8 years old. They provided reliability and, took away, me needing to try to communicate with someone who, wouldn't respond if he was going to come for an exchange the next day. And that was purposeful, to be controlling. And so Planet Safe, removing those concerns and really providing us the services and the understanding that we needed made a tremendous difference in our lives. I wouldn't have had many options. I didn't know that third-party exchange facilities were even a thing. Otherwise, I probably would have requested that in the beginning, just understanding the dynamics at place. I know that there are other private exchanges, but what I've learned throughout my process is that financial abuse is a huge part of abusive behavior and abusive relationships. And that's what I have found in my situation. Having to decide between keeping yourself and your child or children safe should not be a decision that anybody needs to make for financial reasons. I'm so grateful that Planet Safe takes people from all income levels. I'm very lucky. I have a good job. I've worked hard my whole life in public service. On paper, I look like I should be able to afford things, and going through the court system, paying an extraordinary amount in attorney's fees, and having an ex-husband who's purposefully dragged out the legal situation to try to drain my resources has really left me with few options. And I would have to choose between doing things that benefit my daughter and keeping her in the school or activities that she is comfortable with and loves, and helping her growth and kind of overcome by doing those normal childhood things, or being able to pay for another private facility. The first thing I would tell people is to talk about their situation. You're not alone. There are a lot of us out there. We all look different. It can touch anybody, any family, any neighborhood. So don't be ashamed, because it's not your fault. And I would say work with people who understand abuse and the nuances, like Planet Safe and Safe Alliance. And there are a lot of people out there that do understand. The one thing that I will say is I wish people understood when you've been assaulted, having a third-party exchange, if there's any history of violence, should be a baseline. And there should be a place like Planet Safe that is automatically put into place. Meeting at a Target parking lot or, a bank or a public place, it's not an option. They shouldn't have to go face to face with the person they've assaulted. I think to anybody who's in the family court system, doing as much as you can to understand and get educated on the nuances of abuse, I think is incredibly helpful. I was lucky enough to have a lawyer, but he didn't have a background in abuse. And so it has cost me a tremendous amount of time and resources just to get a baseline of safety. I think to decision makers, understanding that these situations don't get better, and that they are incredibly scary. I always tell folks that I don't think my ex-husband will kill me, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I want to be here for my daughter. I don't want to be a statistic where there are all these red flags and nobody caught them, and no one should have to be that. So as much as you can do to educate yourselves, the difference just a small little thing makes to help me feel, safe again, and my daughter feel safe again is shocking. And so I would encourage all of you who are spending your time today starting to learn about this, please continue, because I feel very lucky that I have the support of my family and friends. And I do have resources in place that are able to help, but not everybody is as lucky as me. And nobody should have to go through what we've been through.